So you're ready to negotiate your salary. Now, before you can do that, first you have to really have a firm understanding of why it's worth it. Having these conversations, it can get pretty uncomfortable. And in order to get comfortable with an uncomfortable situation, you have to be sure that you understand why it's worth it. A while ago, I had a young lady come in for an interview and she was really qualified. I liked her so much. And when the interview was wrapping up, I said to her, "Tell me, what are your salary expectations for this position?" I am not lying to you. She looked me dead in the eye and she said, "I want to work here so badly that I will take whatever you offer me." What? Pause that video. I stopped the interview. I put on my coaching hat and pulled her to the side and talked to her about her worth and that she was selling herself short. And after we talked about it for a little bit, I pushed play, I took the hat off, and I said to her again, "Now, what are your expectations for salary in this position?" And we were able to have a very good conversation about it. That's when I realized the need for a series of videos like this. Women aren't used to advocating for ourselves, but I'm here to tell you that we are not begging for a salary like a puppy asking for a treat. No, we come to the table knowing our worth and able to advocate for our needs. We are not begging. Say it with me. We are not begging. But in order to really be successful with these conversations, as I said before, we have to get comfortable with an uncomfortable situation. And we really need to understand why it's worth it. When I first started in the field, I thought that talking about money was dirty talk. I felt like, well, I got this job not to make a ton of money, but to help people. I want to be able to serve my family, serve my clients, help the children that I work with. Money wasn't that important to me, and I certainly wasn't going to talk about it. But pretty early on in my career, I had a realization that I was going to have to make a choice. I could live small, I could limit my influence. Or I could start asking for things and really expand my abilities, expand my influence, and be able to help more and more people. I remember I wanted to get SIP certified. And for those of you that don't know, SIP certification is pretty expensive and I just couldn't afford it. So I had to really come to grips with the idea that this was worth it. And I planned it out and I set the meeting and I had a series of very uncomfortable conversations. But in the end, I was able to secure a guarantee from my employer to pay for my course. And not only that, but to pay for my time off in order to get the course done. And that really opened my eyes to the world of negotiation. Money talk is not dirty talk. Money talk is what we need to be doing if we want to be able to help as many people as possible. So let's talk about why it might be worth it for you. We're going to go through kind of a dreamstorming activity. So I want you to take a minute, quiet yourself down, put down your pens and papers. If you're driving, keep your eyes open, but otherwise, give it a try. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. I'll do it with you. Now, settle into this place and let's talk about why it might be worth it for you to make this negotiation, why it might be worth it for you to have the uncomfortable conversation. I want you to picture yourself. Picture yourself 10 years from now. And when I say picture yourself, I want you to imagine the best possible version of yourself that you can. Now, who is that person 10 years from now? What kind of relationships do you have in your life? Are you a mom? Do you have a family? Maybe you're a dog mom. Do you have close, connected friendships? And what kind of time do you have to commit to those people in your life? Are you the kind of person that wants a lot of free time, spaciousness on all sides? Or do you love to be busy and you always want to be moving to the next big thing? How are you spending your time in this ideal, best version of yourself 10 years from now? Also, what kind of home do you live in? Are you living in the country, on a lake somewhere? Do you love being in the city? What kind of home is this future able to afford for you? Not only that, but who are the people you are serving? Maybe you're like me and you're serving families who have children with autism, and you're able to look into the face of these sweet little children and start to understand them and know them and guide them along the path. Or maybe you love working with spinal cord injuries, or you love walking aside an elderly person who's had a stroke or a hip replacement and is just trying to get back to life. Who are the people that you're serving? What kind of skills do you need to serve them well? Also, how do you feel in this future life? Are you proud, content, confident? Are you ready to take on a challenge? Do you feel like you're reaching your full potential? And what are your priorities? Maybe you're the kind of person who really values family life and you're prioritizing the time you can spend with that family. Or maybe you love to learn and growth is your number one priority. Maybe service and helping people that don't have the same advantages that you have is what's driving you forward. What do you value? What are your priorities in this life? Now, I want you to take another deep breath with me. And with that breath, let it seal in these dreams, these wishes that you have for your future. And please take a moment. If you can't do it right now, do it as soon as you can. Write down every drop of those dreams that you just had, because that is your why. That is what's going to motivate you when you get into those difficult conversations to keep going. That is what is going to help you to know why you need to negotiate. And that is what is going to give you the confidence when you're sitting in that boardroom to say the hard things. Now, if you want to learn more about how to negotiate for those salaries, I have videos that you can watch that's going to take you through each step. I hope to see you then.